Okay. Oh, whoops. Let me mute that.
Oh.
There we go. What's up, y'all? What's up, Colin? What's up, Dan, the guitar man? Can y'all hear that all right? Southern California, what's up? That's awesome, Dan. That's awesome, man. What's up, you guys? A little Sunday morning stream. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna sit down and record my next video that I'm gonna do, and I need to go pick up my phone stand, so it can look at least a little bit better. We're still low production quality, but from Germany, what's up, Frederick? Ty, good to see you. Donald, what's up, you guys? I got the comments also pulled up on my computer, so they're a little bit easier to read this time. What guitar are you guys playing on? Right now I'm running through, I'll show y'all. I think you can see it if I move out of the way. I'm running through that PRS HDRX20 right there. Pretty low volume, it's only 10 a.m. here, so I'm not... With some reverb, I got some more reverb. Hey, you guys, thanks for all the love, man. We're kicking the stream off right today, huh? How about that? Now, I'm reading your guys' comments. I got the comments pulled up over here. Actually, maybe if I pull them up over here, it'll still have me looking a little more at the camera. There we go. Jack, just followed you. Appreciate your live stuff. Hey, thanks, Jack. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Glad you guys are liking it. I am, we got another video coming out today. Then I'm going to be talking about how you get gigs in Nashville. And it really comes down to the importance of connections and how I got where I'm at and how you can draw a straight line through all the connections I've made and stuff to where I'm at. So, and that goes for anywhere, not just Nashville, you know, but I'm excited about that video, man. We're going to start keeping them coming up kind of like one a day. That hasn't been the schedule, but I'm going to start getting on that schedule, throwing one up a day, and doing these lives a lot, man. I do these lives a ton on TikTok. I used to. Now I'm just only going to do YouTube. So I love going live, hanging out in here with you guys. It's been an E morning. We're playing an E, huh? Sounds awesome. Hey, Bumbles, I am using 10s. 10s on this guitar. This guitar comes standard. If you buy a DGT, the American-made one, I don't think the SE one comes standard, but the American one actually comes standard with 11s, and I did not know that till I changed the strings for the first time. I was like, oh, these are so much lighter, but I always use 10s. I miss J-Mags. Love your channel, dude. You're amazing. Hey, thanks, man. Cooler, dude. Any experience with wired/wireless IEMs? Tips and advice? Absolutely, J-Mag. Sure, I'll talk a little bit about the IEMs right now. So for a long time, I just used KZs, which are awesome. If you're new to getting first pair of in-ears that aren't custom molded, get KZs. KZ, the letter KZ. You buy them on Amazon. Great monitors for 30 bucks. The high-end ones are like 75, which in the world of mini-ear monitors is very cheap. Is very cheap. I had the Shure ones before that I paid like 120 bucks for 2 drivers, and they don't hold a candle to the $35 KZs. So I had a lot of experience with those. And this year I switched to the first time having actual custom molded in-ears, and I've got them sitting right here, so I'll show you what I use. I've got some JH audio, Jerry Harvey audio. I think these are the Sheenas. So these are the actual custom molded ones, right? And these are very different. They're a lot more isolating. It's like the best earplug you've ever used, right? And it fits. I'll put one in, especially since my hair's back. You can actually see it. It fits. Even just putting one in it, it fits right in your ear, you know. And it's a lot to get used to because it's very isolating. I still pull one out for a lot of gigs, honestly. But yeah, my advice for these custom ones is don't jump straight for a custom pair. And I would not use this custom pair. I'd use just my cheaper ones because the cheaper ones have more stage bleed. And if we work with a monitor engineer in Lanco, so I can have a good mix, but these, your mix is right there. So no matter how good these sound, if your mix is not good, you are going to hear very much how your mix is not good. So for like other gigs, I would probably not use those, honestly. Some people love a ton of isolation. I'm still getting used to it, honestly. I'm really still getting used to it. Awesome. About to bust 5. I know, Danny, we're coming up on 5K, you guys. I'm so excited about it. I'm so pumped about it. How's that? Savannah, what's up? I do some acoustic stuff. Most of the time it's electric on here. I only own one acoustic guitar so far. Man in the Light too. Check out this DGT in the Light, dude. This isn't a 10 top or anything. I like the more spread out grain personally, but I didn't even pick this one. I had no idea what it was gonna look like. It showed up at my door, so. Okay, let me answer a couple more of you guys' questions. Hey, thanks for the vids on. Absolutely, guys. There's gonna be more vids on the gigs and stuff coming up. I'm not doing a gig for a couple weeks, so there won't be videos like that for a couple weeks. But as soon as we go back out on the road, I'm gonna try every single time I go out on the road to film one of those videos. And towards the back half of this year, we're gonna be out all the time. I also got a GoPro. My dad had a GoPro they weren't using. And got me the GoPro. So hopefully I can get a couple more angles. It also has a chest mount. I think it'd be really cool during the encore to put on the chest mounted GoPro and you guys get like the real POV. So yeah, the production quality, like if I get a better camera and stuff, some stuff might go up, but the spirit of just the hanging, talking, I think kind of the mantra for this channel that I'm having is the no BS, you know? Trying to show you guys the most real, uncut, raw thing, even if the videos look a little bit better, you know? Um, Generally, do you swap out pickups to your favorite or find a guitar with good stock ones? I never swap them out, Joe. Some people love swapping out the pickups. I never swap them out. These are my favorite humbuckers I've played. Now, I'm not a humbucker master. This is just from my experience. And I love these things, man. They're so good. How do you get gigs? I'm about to release a whole video about that, you guys. What's your opinion on the ginger? Okay, let me answer a couple of your guys' questions and stuff. I'll talk about how you get gigs. PRS, always great to artists. Dude, honestly, that's part of the reason I went with PRS. Also because I love the gear, and I already played a PRS. But yeah, I could talk about soloing through the changes some. Absolutely. Hey, you guys, thanks for another killer live stream right off the bat, man. We got people in here, people hanging out, people engaging. YouTube is so much better than TikTok, man. I'm still gonna post some stuff on TikTok, but I'm all YouTube now. Love your channel, man. Did you go to music school? Hey, thanks for the nice comment, George. I did not go to music school. I actually went to college for computer science. In my program was, or my background was in programming. Native iOS was my main thing. But I learned a lot of music theory just through my own study, you know? And it's still pretty basic music theory, but so let's just break down a progression I was playing for just a second there. That right? So with just a basic bit of music theory, I wrote that thing, and I'm going 1, 7, 6. Now this is that diminished 7, you know? And going to a minor chord, a great little trick is you can do either the diminished chord a whole step up from the root and then go to it, or a half step below it and go to it. That's a great little trick for some R&B and some flavors like that, right? Or I could go, you know, and that comes from this sound, you know? Then, so I went 1, 7, 6. Then I walk that 6 down to a minor 5. And that's a transition going to my 4 chord, because I'm kind of thinking the 4 is at the 1 then, and that's kind of imposing like a 3, 2, 1. And I just did a 2, 5 back to 1 in E. Major 7, that diminished trig. Still 6 to 5, I'm just using a different voicing. Doing that kind of minor 11 thing. Okay. Talk about playing. Oh yeah, and I'll talk about playing through the changes. Sorry, you guys. I get so behind on the comments on here, but have a great Sunday. You too, you guys. How do you get gigs? My next video is going to be about how you get gigs, and honestly, it's really about how you get gigs and the importance of connections. I'm going to sit and talk about that, Nashville or no Nashville, regardless where you are. I'm going to do it from the point of view of Nashville, but how you get gigs and how I can trace my very first gig in a through line all the way to all of them. Even Lanco, even though Lanco, I got the gig on Lanco because they saw me on TikTok. Now, there was years of prep that went into then me actually meeting the guys, playing good, getting the gig, but they saw me on TikTok first, so okay, as far as production value goes, the camera isn't important as the lighting. Okay, good to know. Thank you. I'm new to this, you guys. Favorite coffee shop in Nashville? Probably Crema, I think. What model and year PRS is that? Absolutely, Kenny. This is a DGT, and someone asked about the Core versus the SE. The SEs are awesome. In fact, it's one of these things where I'll be super honest with you guys on here. And that's the whole idea of the channel, right? This is an expensive guitar. This is really expensive. And if you're not doing this to make your living, or for some reason you're just one of those people that has a lot of extra money, this is like not the guitar I'd recommend. You know, you don't need to spend more than $4,000 on an instrument to get a great instrument. And that's where those SEs come in. They're so good. So for most people, I'd recommend the SE, honestly. You know, I'm very lucky to work with PRS in the position I'm in, and I do this for a living. So an instrument like this like makes sense for me, but they're both awesome instruments. And honestly, I don't own the SE DGT. This is a DGT, by the way, and it's a 2023, so this is a brand new one. But I just, yeah, you can't, man, you can't, I can't with good conscience go around saying you need to buy this, because you don't. You just don't, you know? You can, and if you want to, do it, you know? But the SE DGTs are awesome guitars, and I sat and beat them at the showroom here in Nashville, and I'd recommend that to anybody. But yeah, the reality is you don't need to spend this kind of money on an instrument. There's so many good instruments that aren't this amount. Now, this is an awesome instrument, and yeah, when you buy it, you get what you pay for, I guess. But you get more than what you pay for in those SE range guitars. Really do. So, hey man, I got a question. How's your living situation when you first moved to Nashville? I got an apartment and moved in with someone else. I knew one person and I moved in with them. And yeah, that's how it goes. Now I'm in a studio that's in the basement of a full house. So that's good. To be honest, I'm probably going to move in with my girlfriend. So, and she has just a full house, but we're not at that point quite yet, but it's going that way. Okay. Is that an old CE? No, but I do have a CE. Where is my CE? Oh, it's right here. So the first PRS I bought before I was working with PRS was a CE. It's not an old one, and it's actually a CE 24. Look, I'll show you these side by side. Why is this? Oh, it's stuck on. Here we go. So they look kind of the same. This is a CE semi-hollow. And this isn't a bad guitar. I just don't like the pickups. These pickups are too modern voiced for me. If you like playing heavier gain stuff or real hi-fi, this is it. These are a little more vintage voiced, which I like way more. Way more. But I'll still use that CE for some slide. I'll take that out with Lanco, and for our open E tunes, I'll tune that to open E, and it sounds really good, I think. Why do people like Tom Bukovac spend thousands on old guitars when people like Jack Pearson or Joe Walsh will play 500 guitars? And, you know, I think that's just to each their own. You know, I think that's what it comes down to. You know, if I had a bunch of money, I'd have a cool old Strat or a cool old Telly. I'd love a 335, you know. I'd own some of those too. Jack Pearson's just that good. But I promise Jack Pearson owns some great old guitars also, you know. He just doesn't need to, you know. any of those guys are going to make any of that stuff sound good. Tom Bugavac's also in a position where he's doing sessions all the time, and he needs to have an arsenal of sounds, right? You know, he needs to have a Les Paul sound, a Strat sound, a Tele sound, a 335 sound. You know, I'm not quite at that level. So, hey Tim, can you talk about the difference between the DGT and SE when you choose? Oh yeah, okay. So I covered that, I think. Sorry, I'm a little behind in the comments, but I am reading your guys' comments. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This is awesome. Have you changed your practice routine over the years? I definitely have. I used to just sit and shed all the time, and I still do some, but now I'm working so much that a lot of my practice comes in like different forms or just playing, you know, or even doing this, you know. If I was really being disciplined, I wouldn't, I guess, be on YouTube and I'd be sitting with a metronome, you know. Over the more recent years, I've started trying to practice with the metronome more, get my timing better, because I've been in the studio more situations where I'm just trying to tighten up that rhythm, you know, always working on stuff. I'm trying to get my alternate picking a little bit better. My slowest part of my playing is like quick picking. I can't, that's about as fast as I can do that, which people can do that way faster, you know. So trying to get just a lot of my speed's perceived speed, you know, stuff like that. Yo, bro, grooved. Hey, Mr. Vague, thanks. Recently found your channel, great work. Hey, thanks, Brian. Dude, these streams are awesome. We're getting people in these streams, you guys. 63 people in here, or 66, whatever, is just awesome. This is so much better than TikTok. I'm going to keep saying that because I've streamed so much on TikTok. I got a badge for I've streamed more than 200 hours on TikTok. I do these streams a ton. And that's before how I was getting my students and stuff, which, by the way, I teach lessons, online lessons, if you guys are interested in that at all. I need to figure out a better way for people to message me from YouTube, because on TikTok, I just have them DM me. And now I'm sending people to Instagram because you can't DM on YouTube. But you could leave a comment, too. Okay, so many comments coming in. So many comments coming in. Let me answer some more. Enjoyed your channel. You're so right about the cost of a good instrument. Absolutely. You don't have to spend this kind of money to get a great instrument. I've picked up Squires that are great, you know? We all probably have. So just keep that in mind. Greetings from Pong, 2-star text, and I don't know what that means, but hello, Mr. Vague. Discovered your channel recently. Great playing. Hey, thanks, guys. I'm going to have another video I'm uploading later today. That's going to talk about how to get gigs. And I'm just going to tell my story of, like, it ties into how to get gigs, but how I can trace a through line from the very first gig I got all the way to where I'm at now through connections and stuff. That's really the heart of that story. I couldn't imagine walking into a Nashville guitar shop with all the great players. Yeah, you know, I mean, still, I go into the guitar shops, half the time I'm the worst player there. You know, you gotta just, after you do it a bunch, you start just being like, I'm just gonna send it and do my thing. You know, I'm still working. I still have a job and a career doing this. People can play, you know, better than me all day long here. All day long. There's a million people that are way better than I am. Couldn't imagine. Okay. Finally caught you on live, buddy. Do a great job. Hey, Keith. Hey, thanks, man. Probably already answered this question, but someone make a decent living playing on Broadway? Yeah, on Broadway, full time, you make a good living. I also want to note for any of you that watched my video on how much you make, my experience on Broadway, I was playing the lowest paying gigs, you know. People make more money than that on Broadway. I just approached that video purely from my experience where I could give you cold hard numbers that I have literally received. But my slots on Broadway were really low. Also, I have friends that make a lot more money that just play solo acoustic down here because you're not splitting it with the band. I have friends that really consistently walk out with $400 a gig playing just solo acoustic for tips and, you know, so you can make a really good living on Broadway. A really good living. Hey man, okay. How's the neck on the CE? My hands are small. I don't, man, the CE, I don't like baseball bat necks. Then you probably like the CE. It's their pattern thin. This one's a little thicker, but it's definitely no baseball bat, but it's thicker. And I, before, thought I didn't like a little bit thicker necks. Then I got this guitar, and now this is all I want to play. I mean, it really is, you know? You guys ever practice that bend? This is a great bend right here. It's hard. You're grabbing the fifth, the root, minor third up to major third. If you want to try it really hard, you grab the fifth with your pointer finger once you get up there. It's a great way to end stuff, though. Like, great little country. I wrote a lick a while ago that's with that, although it's not very country. Listen to this. That's a hard lick to play. Ah. It's hard. Okay. Is there plenty of work on Broadway for... Oh, sorry, you guys. I'm way behind in the comments right now. What's up, dude? Mark D. Brown, what's up? For an old retired drummer, I need a room like you have now to hang my hat. Yeah, yeah. Now, fantastic. I don't know how to say your name, but yeah. There's work down here. You got to come down and work for it. You're gonna have to go down and try and make a bunch of connections and stuff, and just start trying to meet people. Ask, how do I play? How do I get in? But you will find work if you're determined to find it. Want a Schecter Banshee in Castle Pearl on a YouTube competition, but I'd love a nice PRS. Awesome. Hey, you know what? That makes me think of something, you guys. And I'm going to talk about something right as soon as I catch up on these comments. I don't think people understand Tom Fields and Compassion, and the rest of what he does is just killer. But Jack and his Squire is playing badass for sure. Absolutely. Both are killers. Both are legends, you know? I'd love to have a quarter of the legacy that either of those people do. Hey, thanks, Mitchell. Steven, hey. What's the most challenging Lanco song for you to play and why? Great question. To be honest, a lot of Lanco's music is not challenging. That's why I can be, you know, not the best guitar player in the world, but I can play. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I can play. But I'm not the best in the world. I mean, a lot of what I'm playing for Lanco, look, if you guys know Lanco, there's a song called Born to Love You. It's pretty popular. This is the intro I play for it. And then the drums kick in. Then the chorus is power chord without the delay on. But you know, so the most challenging song for Lanco is actually, we do a song called Troublemaker, and it's not Troublemaker. We do a long open-ended jam that is only over a static like E7 type of chord. And that is actually the most challenging part of the night for me, because that's where I've got to create a story. I've got to create an arc. I need to keep people engaged. I need to look fun and entertaining. We're in the entertainment business, right? So I'm up there moving around, but I got to build a solo that has a climax and a finish. And that jam is actually the most difficult, most fun part of the night. but technically probably the most difficult. Because it's completely open-ended. But any of the songs, I mean, I hate to say it, none of the songs are like hard, you know? A lot of you guys could play a lot of the songs. Now, what is kind of hard is getting the right tones and stuff, which I've worked with the band to make sure my tones sound good and right on it, like this Born to Love You intro. Okay, and I remember I had something I wanted to ask you guys about, but the comments are coming in so quick, which is awesome. Um, might as well hit the button, guys. Hey, thanks, Denny. Speaking of fast playing, have you seen Frank? I haven't seen him play. Gives the kid a like. Hey, thanks, Bar. I appreciate you guys. V-Man, what's up, V-Man? Hi, Tim. Brian. Rock Springs, Wyoming. What's up, Brian? Um, Hi, how are you? I'm good, Katie. Thank you. What's up, you guys? Okay, there's so many comments, you guys. I love this. This is awesome that there's so many comments, but I'm sorry that it's taking me a second to get through here. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. What type of stuff would you put out if you were a solo artist? I think I'd start with, I'm not much of a singer. I'd start with maybe some instrumental album stuff, you know? Yeah. Doing a great, like... I love to do just an instrumental guitar album with a great band where I can take some of these riffs I've learned, riffs I've made up, everything from that. Everything from stuff like that to stuff like this. You know, stuff like that. Get like with this type of vibe. Yeah. Okay. Love to see a whole video dedicated to various bands used in Nashville. Absolutely. I think that'd be a great idea. Almost Gaming. Sure, you got your shout out. Did you mention what amp you're playing through? I did at the very beginning, so I'll show you again. It's a little PRS HDRX20. You know what's crazy about YouTube? So I stream all the time on TikTok. TikTok doesn't save or post your lives. On YouTube, after I went live last time, I was like, oh, it posts it for people to watch. So, yeah, if you're watching from the future, hello. Yeah, but that's what I'm playing through. And I'm going to be on here for a little bit, you guys. I'm going to be on here hanging out. I'm in for the long haul. I'm going to be answering your questions and stuff because I love doing this. I don't know Past Lives by Born. I'm sorry. What do I watch on YouTube? Probably what you guys watch if you found my channel. I watch a lot of guitar stuff, and I have for 15 years. Literally, a lot of guitar stuff. A lot of guitar stuff. From Rick Beato to Tom Bukovac, everyone in between, everybody. I watch all of it. And talk about tasteful playing as a guitarist in Lanco, how not to overplay. Absolutely, Matt. So the big thing for that, right, is like people come out to hear the songs, you know, the songs. It's not like, oh, Tim Avon's on guitar. It's a band, and I'm thankful that I get to be, especially with this new music I'm on the record, like we're, because a lot of artists in Nashville, that's not how it goes. If you're a side player, you are not playing on the record 90% of the time. But Lanco's a band, so everybody in the band plays on the record. We don't just hire session musicians. Now, there's been session musicians on stuff in the past, I'm sure, but the band plays it. But, Greatest Love Story is Lanco's biggest song. And you know what I play for Greatest Love Story? It's straight just this, man. I mean, it's just... you know? And then the first verse, I don't play anything. I could do some licks, but I don't play anything. Because that's kick off the song, it's kick, acoustic, and Brandon singing. And I could add, and sometimes I'll add a little bit of textures. I'll do a volume swell in, sometimes I'll do a little bit of that, but man, it's about the song. People are singing the song and stuff, they're not up there to see me rip. And when you take that mindset, you have to play less and you don't have to be so damn good, I could just kind of hold back and then once in a while pop some nice stuff out where people are like, oh, sick, So yeah, the playing tasteful and playing to the song, especially in Nashville, if you want to play for artists and play original music, it's a really important factor. Now, if you can rip all day long, you might go down to Broadway and play behind your head and you're going to get more tips because that's flashy and on Broadway, that's what people want to see. But that's just not how I play. So you're the best. Hey, thanks, guys. You're really good. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. What type of amps pedal do you use? So I'm using that HDR X20 right now. I got a pretty basic pedal setup I can show you guys. Okay, I'm way behind the comments. So let me go down and how about Chris? Name a car for an edit. I don't know what you mean. That is still good. Nice. Is that a PRS? It is. It is a PRS. Hey, thanks for the sub, you guys. Who said I subbed? Zapidia. I don't know how to say your name. I talked about your channel on Uncle Larry's channel in the comments, and people agreed your channel is so cool. Did you really, man? What video did you do that on? I want to go find that. That's so cool. I love you, Daddy. Thanks. Have you tried Tyler amps? Man, I have not, but I do see a lot of people using them in Nashville. I haven't tried them, though. I'd love to. It looks like it could be a good, instead of a Princeton, you get one of those. That's kind of what I think. Ever played with Daniel Donato? I've played before him. My very first gig in Nashville, he was playing after us. And I took an online lesson from him right when I moved to Nashville. I don't know After Dark. I'm sorry. Love your channel. Hey, thanks, Noel. You spoke music theory earlier. How would you go about learning it today? Absolutely. I can make a video on that too. I think the key to start with is getting your major scale down. Major scale is important. And then the first step is just understanding basic intervals. So if I play an E major scale, understanding what the intervals are. So just the intervals, just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 is an octave. So that's probably like level 1, intro to it, is knowing a major scale and understanding those intervals. From there, you can start working on what is the harmonized major scale. And that just means each of those intervals have a chord associated with it, a chord quality, when it's just diatonic standard. And that's just a pattern you got to remember, which is simple. 1 is major, 2 is minor, 3 is minor, 4 is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, 7 half diminished, don't let it freak you out, doesn't matter, in 1, So starting saying, okay, I can play that major scale in chords. You can also play it in double stops. Okay, so many questions. Hey, you guys, I have a question for you because I'm already behind on the comments, so I'm going to ask now. I've been trying to think if I should do a video like this or not, and I want you guys' opinion. So y'all, Y'all tell me about what you think, right? Um, I've got two companies now. Two companies. One's for what look like nice single guitar stands, and another's for like a beginner electric guitar, like $150 Amazon guitar. They want to send the obviously they troll for people on YouTube, and they want to send me these products if I do an unboxing and review video. So let me think about this, because first off, I don't need any of the gear. I don't need it, especially a $150 beginner electric guitar. The stands, I have stands. The stands look nice. But I was thinking, okay, how in the spirit of my channel could I do a video like that without it just being like, here's an ad and I'm just gonna shove crap down your guys' throat? Because I'll be honest, you know, if I get those things and they suck, I'm gonna come on here and say that. And if I decide to go through with any of that, I will say that in the email. Be like, you can send it to me, but if it sucks, I'm gonna say it sucks. I already work with PRA. I don't need but I was thinking there could be a way I could make a video that is the unboxing and the review, and the spin on it is, here's what it looks like. Here's how that process works. When a company emails you and wants to send you stuff, what is the behind the scenes of that? What did they send me? What are their stipulations? What does that look like? And then if I did do that video, that might give some insight and be interesting. And then we're gonna hit 5K subscribers. I give the stuff away. We do a giveaway. They're cheap guitars, and if it sucks, I'm sorry. I'll say in the video if it sucks. But for the guitars or the stands, you know, I thought that might be a cool video to do, of being like, okay, how can I put my channel spin on it? Which is kind of the no BS thing of like, I'm not just trying to serve an ad. Maybe explain the process of it. This is what it's like. This is what the company asked me to do. Here were the stipulations. Here's what they gave me. And then I don't need the gear. Do a giveaway. Say, okay, these stands are great. We're doing a giveaway. I don't know. It's just an idea I'm messing around with. I haven't responded to either of those companies, and I don't have to do that because I don't need the gear. And the goal of this channel is not just to like shove stuff down your guys' throat, because I don't like that stuff. No one likes that stuff. I could see how a brand new YouTuber that starts getting emails like that would jump at, you know, being like, ooh, free gear. But man, I already get free gear. I already get, you know, not everything. I've paid for almost everything in here, a good amount of everything in here, but pass the savings on to you and do a giveaway. The stands look nice. That beginner electric guitar, you know, if you've been playing for any amount of time, I'm sure $150 the Gibson knockoff is not what you want. But okay, guys, let me get back to your questions. I know I'm hanging out here talking. I hope you guys are finding it somewhat enjoyable. Do it. They send nice ones to you eventually. Give the gear away to the subscriber. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Mark. Exactly what I'm thinking. I don't need the gear. If I do it, no matter what, I'll do a giveaway, and I'll give away the gear because I don't need it. I don't need it. Hi, Amelia. I don't know any Rush. Do you listen to Warren Haynes? I do. Guys, I hope y'all are bearing with me. I'm sorry I'm so behind on the comments. I do love how that sounds, though. What are you currently doing to warm up for practice? Well, when I'm practicing, I just pick up the instrument. I just start playing. And then if I have a specific thing, if I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to sit with a metronome and just try and groove and make up stuff to a metronome, I'll turn that on. When I'm getting ready to go on stage, I'll literally sit backstage and just do the classic. Just to get my fingers warm, you know. Hi, Taryn. I just got, yeah, just go to Robert's. Last time I was there, they passed the tip jar around so much. Hell, I couldn't even drink a beer. That is a thing down there. You know, people are working for tips. I used to be that guy. I walked around with the tip bucket for our band. And that's hard. That's hard. I ended up doing it because I know the band, I was the best people person. And I go up to the table and I say, "What's up, guys? I'm taking tips and requests for the band." But you gotta have good people skills to do that. Full tone drives to number. Oh yeah, hey Bumble, nice. Yeah, Bumble knows. This is so crazy to me, you guys. I love doing the YouTube. This is really cool, and a volume pedal. It's exactly what I'm using. Exactly what I'm using. It's all about the right hand for me. The picking. I agree. I'm trying to work on that too. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Wrote a lot of songs, MC Records, and Call Me Wanted to sign me. Just lost kids and divorce, so don't care. Staff writer or produce myself? Are you asking me? Because Jeff, I'm gonna be honest. I, I don't know. I don't know. Staff writer would be a consistent income, right? Can you not do both? Or you're saying write by yourself? I'm also not going to be the guy that's going to give you the end all answer to that. But I appreciate the nice comment, Jeff. Give the gear away. Fishy says don't do it. Do you know Chris Condon? He's a buddy of mine. I don't. What's your favorite song? I don't know. Don't do an unpacking unless it's cool pedal amp or guitar. No one wants to see a stand. I agree, Markups. That's why I haven't replied. But the way I thought I could spin it is that no one wants to see a stand. But it's like I said, I could give the behind the scenes look of like, here's what this process looks like. Here's what they told me to do, what they want me to do, what I agreed to do, and then give it away. You know, no one wants to see it, but you might get a stand out of it. The stands are nice. The guitars, I don't know. Needs to be something better than a stand, in my opinion. I get that, Denny. Keep the Uncle Larry style. Don't get involved with the commercial side. I agree. I mean, I'm commercial side in the sense that I've monetized, but I agree. That's why I haven't replied to any of these emails. But hey, this is some great R&D for me, right? Because I've been thinking about if that would be a cool YouTube video, and I think the behind the scenes version of it could be. But if no one wants that, then we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. On the unboxing demo thing, people like your channel because it's very personal. Don't lose the personal. Okay, awesome. I like your ring. Hey, thanks, Livy. This ring was a gift from my family. My whole mom's side of the family is all Native American roots. There's a lot of turquoise and silver stuff like this in our family. So that was a gift from my mom's side of the family that's been in our family for quite a while. See, people are split on here. People like a little bit of both. Can you play Layla? Yeah, I'll jam on Layla for a second. I haven't played that in a minute. And wasn't the acoustic... I guess the live one's a lot faster. Then down you go. No, it's... You know what's a great way to mix up your pentatonic playing a little bit? It's just adding in that one note. If you're just in the minor pentatonic, adding that little... Technically makes it Dorian, but you don't have to let that confuse you if you don't know what that means. But doing a little bit of... Yeah. Yeah. Guthrie blows my mind. You mean Guthrie Trapp? Because I agree, man. I mean, Guthrie Trapp is one of my all-time favorite guitar players. I've learned a lot from Guthrie. Even just about, he's what got me on that cage system stuff. Can you show and talk about your right hand technique? Your hybrid picking looks and sounds cool. Yeah, I could talk about hybrid picking. I think I'm going to do like intro lesson on like how to do that in general. But right hand, I will say I use the shoulder of the pick. I have since I moved to Nashville, so I don't use the point. I use the shoulder. I think it flows through the strings a little bit better. It's a little bit more mellow tone. Like here's the point. You might not even be able to tell it. Here's the shoulder. Just, I feel like it has a little more control, but right hand technique wise, I'm always hybrid picking. So sometimes it's the country stuff, right? Sometimes it's, let me get it so you can see it. Sometimes it's that stuff. Sometimes it's, even now, I mean, that you can do either way, or you can just go full finger, which is how he's playing it. I don't know my own summer. I'm sorry, you guys. Can you play Deathbed? I don't know that. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible request guitar player, to be honest, you guys. But I'll answer questions. I'll play some stuff. The most interested, you talking about how you do your thing in Nashville, different hustles, etc. Absolutely. The next video that's coming out today, that I'm going to film a little bit later today after I shower and don't have a hat on and stuff, is going to be like how you get gigs in Nashville and in general. And it all comes down to connections, you guys. I'll spoil the video now. All comes down to connections. But in that video, I'm going to talk about that. And then, I mean, just tell the story of I can trace from the very first gig I got a full line through where I'm at Lanco now. I can trace the whole thing. Been digging your videos, behind the scenes and backstage stuff. No one really shows much of that. Absolutely, but there's a lot more of that to come. Every time I go out with Lanco now, as much as I can, I'm going to record those videos. Now, I'm not going out for a couple weeks, so you guys are going to have to hold on for a little bit. But if I get a Broadway gig or do something else, I'll go record the same type of thing, man. Like I said, I got a GoPro too, and hopefully I could merge some of that footage. I've got the chest mount for it. I'd really love to wear that for part of a gig. Phil McKnight on the Know Your Gear podcast does a bit of behind the scenes on the gear deals. It seems appreciated there. Okay, good to know. What song is that? I was playing Stop This Train by John Mayer, but I think that was after you wrote that comment. So Skinner, I don't know Dustin a Baggie. What's up? Hey guys, if you please don't spam the chat. I hate that I have to say that. It's better on here than on TikTok, let me tell you. And I am paying attention to you guys. I'm scrolling. It's so much easier to read the comments on the computer. So I'm on the computer scrolling through the comments. But I am talking to you guys, I promise. Need a chip jar for those that want to. Absolutely. So Denny, there's I mean, I could just give out my Venmo, I guess, but I'm getting reviewed to be like monetized now, and I think that will give me access to like super chats or tip things in this. But for now, y'all just get it for free. You get all of it for free. I do this because I love to do it, but I started doing YouTube because I love to do it, and I've been doing it on TikTok for a while. And for me, in the next couple years, that could be a good, it's not passive income because it takes work to make these videos, even my low production ones, but it's just stuff I love to do and I care a lot about. And the chance to make some money doing that too is awesome. And I'm really excited about that because I love talking about this stuff. And like, I wish there was content out now like there is so much of already before I moved to Nashville, Just had no idea what I was getting myself into, which maybe was a blessing. Maybe it was a blessing. Maybe. Okay, let's see. Putting me to sleep. I roll on upbeat, feel good. Hey man, I mean you don't have to watch. I like that stuff. Okay. I like the slap you're doing while hybrid picking as well. We'll have to try that. Absolutely, Russ. I'll tell you what, I'm still working on that. That is a hard technique doing that. The John Mayer slap thing, because normally like I learned it like this. You know what I mean? So then trying to do that, but with the pick in your hand, it's still hard. I'm still working on it. Ha. Favorite place to play downtown? Out of the downtown place I play, Old Red is good. I like Old Red. I played at Puckett's for the first time the other night downtown, and that's really cool because it's like a sit-down dinner crowd. And they dim the lights, and it's an hour-and-a-half show. That was a lot of fun. Nashville, definitely a how you know how you blow, and didn't mean that in a bad way, just true. A how you know how you... I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but do you know the local Nashville Matthew Lee? I know him through Instagram, and I've seen him downtown before. I'm pretty sure you're talking about the Telecaster guy. If you're talking about who I'm talking about, Matthew Lee is incredible. Incredible, dude. He's so good. I wish I could play just half as good as that. Do you think you'll make more with YouTube than playing gigs? Colton, I don't know. I guess it depends on how big YouTube gets. I don't know. I don't really know how much you can. I mean, I know how much you can make on YouTube. Like you hear people with million subscribers make a lot of money, but I'm already doing these gigs. I love doing it. Why not throw up the videos that I love making too and interact with the community that I love doing? And if I can get paid for that also, then awesome. I've already been making videos like this and stuff and doing it for a few years on TikTok for free. Not for free because I get students from it, which I'll say again, I do students. I got a bunch booked for this week from the last live stream. So if you're interested in that, either email me, put a comment on YouTube, or the best place to get in touch is DM me on Instagram or email me. But first, it sounded like Animal Crossing music. Name a car for an edit. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see. Sweet Tones, hey, thanks. You should find someone you trust to moderate the chat. I've seen some weird things already. Yeah, that is a good point. I guess people have mods in these, don't they? Hey, what stuff are you guys working on? Like, I'm assuming it's all guitar players in here. Like, what are y'all working on? You know, are you working on chords or the cage system or getting better tone, or like what types of stuff are you guys working on? What like level is like people at that are in here? There's a bug in my room. Play all Sweet Alabama? Do you mean Sweet Home Alabama? Hey Meta, if you keep just spamming it. In fact, this is what's on TikTok. Anybody that spams it just a couple times, I just block them. Which I think all the people, so like Meta, I'm just gonna block Meta. Because nobody wants to hear that, man. Okay, sorry you guys. I do need to get a moderator for this, I guess, huh? Chris Mulholland? Don't know him. Who you know, who you blow. Matthew Lee is from my hometown. Oh, awesome. Dude, Matthew Lee is so good. He's a guy I found online, and then not that long ago, I was down in Nashville and saw him playing live. So good. And you know how you know he's really good? It's because you can see him rip great on live. But when I saw him in Nashville, the part of the set they were at was not any type of ripping. He's just playing great parts. Great parts. That's how you know he's a really good guitar player. Let me tell you. I'm practicing lead around the cage system. Yes. Yes, the stuff Guthrie talks about. I mean, I've been on that system for years trying to work on that. Still am, man. I love reading these comments. Music theory, keys, modes, awesome. Awesome. Kevin. Chris, transitioning from rhythm to lead is hard. Feels like a mental gap. Hey, Chris, I'll tell you what. You know what a good way to maybe practice that is? Pick an easy progression. Sometimes I do like all along the Watchtower, just a 2-chord vamp, and try and play some stuff in between it. Like if I'm doing it. 1 to 4. Here, I'm keeping the rhythm going. So here I just picked 2 chords. I picked a random groove and just started to bounce with it and play some lead lines in between, you know? Maybe that'd help. And you can start in just one position. I'm going all up and down the neck, but maybe you just start down here, you know? And then you say, okay, I'm gonna play out of the C-shaped E chord if you're at that point. I'm gonna go between 1 and 4 and just... I'm up in that G-shaped E chord. And then my A, my 4 would be that C shape right there, my 5 C shape there, or my 5 E shape there. You know? A little D shape, which is about the same as the C shape. Okay. Answer more questions. I've got a good grasp on triads inversions. I'm at the point where I'm really working on combining pentatonic lick with the triads. That's great, Dan. Another way you can do that is just take your pentatonic licks and start focusing on one little group of triads. Do what I just talked about. Go between 2 chords and pick a different position. Restrict yourself to that position and say, I'm going to end my phrases on one of those triad tones, on one of those chord tones, you know? That's why when I go... Here I went... that phrase on the one. You know, and you can start by just doing the one. Yeah. Ooh, we got the coffee. It's going today. We're in chicken picking a little more than other things. Noticed it's not the actual techniques that gets me, it's the note choices. All right, on Kevin. The note choices for a lot of the country chicken picking stuff is going to be you're focusing on that flat seven in the major and minor third. That. That. Whew. Sloppy example, right? But you get a little bit of what I'm saying. Learning solos and following chord changes while soloing. Awesome. Yep. Targeting chord tones in jazz. Nice. That might be a little above my pay grade to a certain point, but try to have the modes, especially as you grow. You can't keep up with chat, talking, and picking. Oh, mods. I see what you're saying. Yeah. As we grow, definitely I'll have to find some people that like are actually, I guess, interested in doing the mod stuff. Good grasp on triads and inversions at the point where, okay, yeah, I'm a rock guy that's trying to. Sorry, you guys, I'm just reading your comments, and I'm so behind, Trying to learn country picking. I play in a gigging band. Awesome. The country stuff is really good. The country stuff is awesome, and the country stuff is great intro to playing over the chords, man, over the chords. Because if you're doing what I was just doing, that. You know, a lot of it. Hear how each time I'm flowing through the chord, you know, the country stuff really wants you to lean into some of that. I'm still figuring it out too, you guys. Okay. It's right for someone in their 30s that I'm now in my 30s. I'm 30 years old now, but just started playing guitar almost a year using Fender Play, working on chord scales and caged. Steven, I'd start, now that you've worked on that stuff, start learning songs that you like, you know, and learn them without Fender Play. Just turn the song on and try and learn just even one chord. Figure out what key it's in, anything. But I'd start using your ear. You're going to get a lot better. And it's going to be hard at first. We're going to have flavor. Pentatonic solos when you jam. Nice. I don't know Nick Miller. Working on modes. Right on. Just been working on songs, techniques. Want to get into theory, though. Basic theory is good, and it helps a lot. Any good overdrives you recommend for modded country tones? Absolutely, man. The Noble's ODR one. It's a $100 pedal. Now the vintage ones are real expensive, but Noble's ODR one, it's so responsive and so good. And I run the gain on the Nobles at 1.5. Like the gain is low and it's still gainy. But dude, that Nobles, I could get out the telly and like show you guys a little bit more, but. Yeah, I agree, Mopar. I don't have a specific practice room. Just play whatever comes to me at the time. I play for my enjoyment. Bill, that's a great thing, man. You know, it's easy to get lost on here and think like, yeah, I'm doing this for a career and I'm constantly trying to get better and stuff, but you can do it just for fun. Man, you could play guitar without needing to be Steve Vai, right? Or Tom Bukovac or any of the people. You could do it just because you like it, you know? Sometimes there's a little bit of like an elitist personality. It's like you have to do this and you have to know that. Man, learn what you like. Fuck that other stuff. It doesn't matter. You know? If you want to learn the other stuff, then work on it and learn it like you want to. But if you want to sit all day and go, do it, man. Do it and love it. That's what matters in the end, doesn't it? What would you do if I'd subscribe? I'd thank you, Jeremy. I'd thank you right off the bat. Retorque the flux capacitor. Yeah. I make music lists. I'm making one called 20 All New Music. Find on the net this year. List's already a doozy. Yeah. Right on. I'm working on getting more familiar with scales. Been a field player for years and haven't taken the time to learn it. Absolutely, Dayton. I'd just start with that minor pentatonic, man. Minor pentatonic. That's a great place to start. This was my progression. I learned minor pentatonic, and then I learned all the shapes of it, so I knew it everywhere. Then I turned that into the major scale or a minor scale. They're the same thing. Just depends on whether you're starting on the 1 or the 6, which I can dive more into that if you guys want. But you're only missing 2 notes out of the. Still got my keys in my pocket. You're only missing 2 notes out of the scale if you're doing minor pentatonic. You know what I mean? And then I just learned that everywhere. And I went back and learned the cage system a decade after I'd been playing, which was a massive mistake. I just didn't know about it. And that's why I knew only just a couple shapes for my chords. I didn't know them all. I didn't know E, 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 you know? Which is just 5 shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It starts over, you know? Cage system is the most important thing you will learn. There's nobody that is an advanced guitar player. They might not call it the cage system, but there's nobody that's an advanced guitar player that doesn't know those shapes. You know, they might think about it different, go a different way about it, but, you know, that's super key. But if you don't want to learn it, you know, enjoy strumming that G chord, man. I'm not hating on you. Great sound and videos. Hey, thanks, Dayton. Just watched some Teskey Brothers videos. Oh, I don't think I know them. There goes that right hand again. It's there for sure. Hey, thanks, Mopar. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Michael. All right, let me keep going through these comments. You asked earlier about the promotional products. What is it you want on your channel? You're obviously very talented, dedicated, and craft. We're just along for the experience. Jim, what I want on my channel is a behind the scenes. I think if I ever have merch, it's going to say no BS and a little peace sign underneath it, you know? I want no BS. If I did product reviews, the goal of that video, of the one video, would be saying, here's what this process looked like. Company reached out to me. Here's what the company said they wanted to do. I do a behind the scenes of like, this is a review and I'm going to give honest opinion and be like, look, this is what they asked me to do, you know, as less than an ad. And then I just give the gear away because I don't need it. But there's no, you know, I haven't replied to any of those emails. So that doesn't mean I'm going to do that. Love improvise using Cage. Currently working on having a 10 songs I can play and sing from memory. That's awesome. Basic campfire song. That's awesome, man. What does that pedal look like? I can take it off my board and show you real quick if you want. Chicken picking is sales anymore, in my opinion. Maybe I'm broad. I don't think chicken picking is sales. Yeah, I mean, Mopar, I think, you know, if you want to learn chicken picking, it's just because you want to learn it, you know? Now, the hybrid picking in general that you learn from chicken picking is important because chicken picking is maybe being like, okay, adding the... You just do it because you like it, you know? I wouldn't worry too much of... Do you ever use a modeler? I don't, TS. I have an HX Stomp XL on the ground, but I use it all for my reverbs, delays, tremolos, all those types of effects. So I basically use analog drives, a compressor, a volume pedal, and then that is just for... It's technically a backup, but I've never had to use it as backup. And since I haven't shown this in a minute, this is what I'm playing through. It's HDRX 20 amp. is what I'm playing through. My name is Avon, but I'm a girl. Love your music. Is your first name Avon? That's pretty crazy. Although, please don't spam the chat. Trolling my Ben's better. Yeah, that's hard to do. Ever tried PV Rage? I haven't, but I've heard a lot about those. As long as your fingers are on the strings, you're learning. I agree, Murray. Enjoy the process, you guys. Ever use your thumb over chords? You're the man. Hey, checkmate. Thanks. I think just skip down. I like it. No BS. Yeah, that's the mantra of the channel, I think. Mantra of the channel. Oh, I missed the thumb over the... Ever use your thumb over chords or not really? I mean, thumb like this, because I always do this. I'm doing this all the time. Should I get Chipotle later? Yes, I love Chipotle. I stopped for a bit, pick it up. Back up, man. Okay, you guys are... Quick question. Do you know instantly where any given single note is on the neck? I guess so. I'm not thinking about that, but yeah, I guess. If you say we're going to play in the key of B flat, I'm here. And then I'm thinking it's there or it's there. B flat. So I guess. But once I'm in B flat, then I'm never thinking, oh, like I'm thinking, oh, we're going to go to the 4 chord. And here it is. Technically, it's E flat. But I'm thinking, here's my shapes for, okay, I'm in B flat. So here's my 4 chord, here's my 4 chord, here's my 1 chord, right? Here's my 4 chord. 1, 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, I'm sorry, this is 1, 4. Okay. Riz, are you talking to me? I'm not gonna lie, you guys. How do PRS find you? That's a great question. I'll talk about it now. Not gonna lie, you guys. Most everybody in here is like the normal people, but on lives, I am pretty quick to not pretty quick to block people. But if you're talking some shit or spamming the chat, I'm just gonna block you. So just be warned. I know all the normal people aren't doing that, and I appreciate that, you guys. But sup, Mr. Novus? I'll talk about how PRS found me. I have played the DGTSC, and they're awesome, you guys. Okay. See, yeah, like some stuff that I just don't like Riz, I'm just gonna be like, all right, game over. Okay. Bass gang, what amp I'm using? I'm using that PRS HDRX 20. HDRX 20. Okay, Bukavac's good tone is heavy and hard to carry. Is my favorite. That should be his shirt. Yeah. Does he have shirts? Oh, he has homeschool and merch out and stuff, right? Yeah. I hope I can't play as good as Tom Bukavac, but I'm a little younger and a little more tech savvy. You know? And I like to think I'm a decent storyteller, and I love telling stories. Okay, what kind of PRS is that? This is a DGT, y'all. I love Tom Bukavac shit. We all watch it. Same with Guthrie's. Guthrie Trap. It's great for learning. I watch everybody's stuff. How did PRS find me? Okay, so I had a connection with some friends that were already kind of hooked up with PRS, and there's a showroom in Nashville, and I had the phone number of the guy that runs the showroom, and I texted him and asked if I could just come in and meet and say hello. And that meeting, I thought I was just gonna go say hi. That meeting was like a 3-hour long door closed, showroom to myself, me and the rep, talking about what I'm doing, what I want, what I already play, what I'm looking for. Like, I was just going to say hi, and I'm sitting down A-Bing guitars, writing down a list of like, I like this, I don't like that. It's really cool, honestly, my first experience like that. But I went in there with the backing of Lanco, and I want to make a video about this too, of like how to get endorsements and whatnot. It's the only endorsement I have. But let me tell you, being a PRS artist, like, it's a good endorsement. But you got to look at it from, right, it's a company, it's a business, right? It's a business. So they want to look and say, what's your visibility and what are you doing? And does it make sense for us as a company to put product in your hand and get essentially free marketing, right? Isn't that the whole concept of it? So that's kind of how that thinking goes, you know? They're super nice. It's not like it's a weird, super businessy thing, but yeah, I'm a PRS artist. And when I played the Grand Ole Opry, and I was a PRS artist when I played the Grand Ole Opry, you better believe I was taking out a PRS, right? Because if I'm not playing a PRS when I'm at the Opry, then what's the point of them, helping me out with any gear, right? So it's a business thing. But I got hooked up with it because I went in there, and it all comes down to connections. I made a great connection with the showroom guy. I hung out with him multiple times. I talked, and then as soon as I reached out to the head of artist relations, which is Rich, well, there's two, but I work with Rich, not Bev. We got a deal going, but that's also because I have the name Lanco behind me, and we're playing visible stuff. I play the Grand Ole Opry with one of their products on, right? It's stuff like that. So, the company is looking for, does it make sense, right? Because they're a business, right? They're not just out here being like, you sound great. There's a billion people that can play way better than me all day long. But if you don't leave your bedroom, it's not very good marketing for the company. Now, there is things like YouTube and this and that, right? But either way, that's how I got hooked up with that. And I don't know that I would have gotten the perks I've gotten if I had approached them before I was with Lanco. But then once I was with Lanco, it just went from there. My family is not super musical. Only my grandpa. My grandpa's the only other musician, which, had me playing music from a very young age. So I was very fortunate from that. Do Bailey Zimmerman, my great friend Josh Kearney used to play for Bailey Zimmerman. And then he left that gig. Josh is younger than I am. So Josh might be 27, 28 now, 27 maybe. Josh was playing for Bailey for a little while. First, Josh was playing with a group called Cat and Alex. Then he started playing with Bailey, and I subbed for him on Cat and Alex because he was starting to play with this artist called Bailey Zimmerman. Then Bailey started to blow up. And Josh now is like 27, and Josh plays in freaking Keith Urban's band. Josh is a badass and a great friend. I love Josh. But he plays in Keith Urban's band now. He left Bailey, plays in Keith Urban. Opinion on Acoustasonics, every time I've picked up one, I haven't liked it. Now, this is what I would say. If you're playing lots of acoustic and you're playing big, loud gigs where there's a lot of stuff, maybe that's the vibe. What did you tell PRS you didn't like? I have a CE24, and my main thing with that guitar is I didn't like the pickups. They're too modern voiced. It wasn't my vibe. If I played metal music, that might be great, but that wasn't my vibe. So, yeah, that was my main thing at the time, where I was like, I love this PRS guitar and everything about it. I just don't like these pickups. So what else do you guys have that offers that type of thing, but with a more vintage sounding thing? And we landed on, after AB and a ton of stuff, I landed on a DGT. I really like these guitars. How old are you? I'm 30. 30. Hope. Did Tom help you guys with your last album? No, Tom Bukovac didn't. Just subbed. Hey, thanks, Dion. raw like a T-Rex. And I'll sub, bro. Roar like a T-Rex. Roar. That's good I got. Lyrics or melody first? For me, it's probably lyrics. I'm not a great songwriter. Or, I'm sorry, I'm not a great songwriter. I'm not a great singer. I'm not a great singer. Why? Please say hi to your son. Hi, Zach. What's your opinion on top rapping on Les Paul? So to be honest, I don't own a Les Paul or a Les Paul style. Like I went the PRS route instead. So this is like if I need a Les Paul style thing, this is what I have. Now I'm not a big session player, so a lot of times I just get to use my own gear, and it's not like I need a Les Paul sound. So I don't know. I know about the top wrapping thing, but I have no idea. I don't know how Master of Puppets. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, Richards put a couple dicey things in here, so oh, whoops, sorry, that wasn't Richard before. My bad. Okay, Richard, sorry, whoops. Never mind, this is a different person. Play your favorite song, Andy Wood. Andy Wood is awesome. I met Andy Wood at the PRS thing. I can't count the people in my family that play guitars on my fingers. My mom got me drums. That's awesome. It's so awesome to be freaking having a musical family. Okay, if you're not backlining an amp on a fly date, so normally I'm actually, you can't see it. I have a Sir, maybe kind of, you just kind of see it back there. It's what matches this cab, the Sir Bella Reverb. I've been running that stereo with a custom Blues Junior for Lanco Live, so 2 amps. Because I haven't had this HDRX20 when we've had the bus and I can take out my own gear, my own amp. I always bring my own guitars, but when we have the bus, I bring 4 guitars instead of 2, and I bring multiple amps. I run stereo, I bring my own cabs, all that stuff. This year, coming up, once we're on our headline tour, I think I'm going to get another one of these HDRX20s, and I'm going to run these stereo, and 2 of these. I love this little amp, man. It's really cool. And there's 2 reasons for stereo. One, because I like the sound, and because you have a backup amp. If you're using an amp, you got to have a backup, because that stuff dies, right? A tube amp dies. So that's what I do for Lanco Live. That's what I do for... Oh, yeah, you guys see my cat? Where did it... Come here. You know what? On TikTok, I used to get more likes for this. Watch this. I'll put the guitar down for a second. Either everybody's going to leave or the number of viewers is going to shoot up. Come here. This is Olive. This is my cat. This is my cat. This is the sweetest little animal in the world, dude. She's like, what is happening? This is Olive. She looks grumpy, but that's just what she looks like, I think. This is Olive. I think she's about 3.5 years old. Actually, more than that. She's coming up on 4. Getting old, huh? We're getting old. This cat's like a rag doll, man. Look at this. This cat just doesn't care. Doesn't care. Super relaxed. Really good cat. You can get a bad cat. Okay. Let me read a couple comments. Let me put the guitar back in my hands. Be like, yes, I do this. I promise I play once in a while. So many comments. I'm not doing as much playing today, you guys, but I appreciate everybody hanging out. That's who met on album, Tom Bukovac. I thought so. Yeah, Tom wasn't with us for this. Just because all Lanco, it's not studio players, it's the Lanco, the band playing it. But most country artists, it's all studio people. And it's like the top, there's like 40 studio people maybe across all the instruments that are playing on like 90% of the music, country music you hear, current country music. It's competitive, it's hard, and yeah, being a top session guy like Tom Bukovac is really hard. and that's why, you know, he's worked years and his name is solidified right up there at the top. That's a really hard scene to break into. And honestly, you got to be a lot better than I am to do it. I'm great for Lanco because my sound fits in with our band because we're a band. But to be able to sit down for just anybody, and it's hard, man. It's really hard. How old were you when I played in our first band? I think my first little band was like junior year of high school. So how old are you then? Maybe 16? How long did it take you to learn that guitar? I'm not sure. Who were some of your guitar influences? I learned a lot early on from John Mayer, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. You know, I used to love sitting and learning freaking oh, gotta turn the bar. Or any of y'all know that Eric Clapton song? Two of the, yes, I agree. I love the Bella too, Richard. The Bella's awesome. It's my only hand-wired amp, and honestly, it's just kind of fragile. Taking on the road and stuff, I'm always getting that repaired. I have sunk well over $1,000 over the 4 years I've owned that amp. Just on freaking maintaining it. It gets expensive. So these little HDRX 20s, you know, so far this little thing's been a tank. And I've traveled with it, and it's awesome. So I think I'm going to do 2 of them. Do you have to be a decent singer to write songs? No. No, Dan. I'll tell you what. If you go to, like, a round in Nashville, especially here, sometimes they'll do rounds that are kind of, like, star-studded with a bunch of songwriters that have written a ton of number ones. And it's kind of jarring sometimes at first because most of the people might be a great singer. And then you get to, I've literally, my first round that I watched like this, we got to the guy that had like 8+ number one songs he had written on. Keith Urban and all these different people. And he went to sing, and he was a terrible singer. Couldn't hold a tune, but the guy can write, you know? That's why he's not the one up singing it. But he's raking in that money from writing a good song, you know? So you don't have to be a good singer to write. Not at all. You just got to be a good writer to write. Okay. Can you nugget? I'll shout you out. Old Love, yeah. I don't know Neon off the top of my head, you guys. I'm sorry. I keep saying this, although people... So we're going to have to... I'll tell you what, you guys. If anyone's interested in being a mod for any of this, if you watch this and think you'd consistently watch this, find my Instagram. It's just my name. And send me a DM on there. Because stuff like spamming the, like, can you shout me out and stuff. Like, I want a mod that's just instantly blocking people doing any of that. Buck Owens is great. Here to learn English. Awesome. Can you write my name on your guitar? Maybe not. Tough. I spent 12 years there trying in like the 90s. It's tough, man. It is tough, especially the studio stuff. There's lots of work for live, all kinds of work for live, but trying to beat the studio, it is a small group of people at the very top. Now there's demos happening all day long and all kinds of work going on around town. You can do it. But if you want that master scale, you're at the top. That is a small group. And, you know, yeah, if Morgan Wallen's cutting an album and you want to play on that album, you know, why wouldn't they just call Tom Bukovac like they've been doing? I mean, you know, or Brian Sutton, or we're talking Guitar World, you know, but that's why Tom Bukovac's channel is so cool, because he really does give you a really raw inside look at, like, here is the best in Nashville, the best. And he's playing on the biggest records in Nashville, the biggest records in the world, dude, you know? Love it or hate it, that Morgan Wallen record was crushing all kinds of records and stuff. And I'm pretty sure Tom Bukovac is all over that. So the studio stuff's really hard. I'm really lucky because Lanco's a band, so I get to go into the studio with them, and I get to do it, and I get to do my own thing and not be like a session ace, and still have fun and make music. And like, here's a great example. Lanco, we did 3 songs in 2 days. 3 songs in 2 days. We used every bit of those 2 days. I mean, the first night we were in there till 1 a.m. There at 10 a.m. until 1 a.m. You know, our same producer, like a week or two before, was working with Dylan Carmichael, who's on our label also, killer country artist. But he, like everybody else in Nashville, they'll have session musicians come in and cut the songs. And they did 11 songs in like 3 days. You know, so if that shows you the difference between a band trying to figure it out and say, hey, let's work on this. Oh, you spent an hour trying to work on this solo and it sucks. How do we fix this? Versus those session guys come in and cut those songs, man. It's really hard. What's the hardest guitar? I don't know what the hardest guitar riff is to play on guitar. I have no idea. I definitely can't play it, whatever it is. Hey, thanks for the sub. Mitten play stuff. I can't read your name, but when they started, they was playing up in Northern. Wrote my mom a letter and said I'm selling stuff and coming home. Really, yeah, I can imagine. I took a '68 Super around everywhere for a while, and I was always afraid it was gonna bite it every time. Yeah, that's a reality with tube amps, isn't it, you guys? Mailbox money, yeah. Would I put Richie Sambora in top 100 guitarists? Yeah. I'm not even like a massive Richie Sambora fan, but with that kind of legacy, how could you not, you know? If I play a song, you'll do a sub. What about that John Mayer? Do you play a version of No Diggity? You know what? With Hayden Kaufman, we used to do a cover of No Diggity that was mashed up with a ton of other songs. Cliffs of Dover. I don't know Cliffs of Dover. I know I don't even know it. Although I need delay, right? And more. That's hard, man. Here's a really sloppy, I don't know what I'm playing. I don't know, you guys. That's me messing around. I don't know how to play that. I don't need no doctor. Ray Charles. It is Ray Charles. I was doing that John Mayer version of it, huh? I never saw anyone like Tom in a studio with charting, composing to hell, just doing it all the reason he's at the top. Unbelievable. Old Uncle Larry is for sure. Is that what you're Old Uncle Larry for sure? Is that what you're working on? Is that what I'm working on? Trying to be, because I mean, no, I like the band I'm in. I like playing in the studio in my band, and I'd love to do more studio stuff. But like, I don't know that I'm gonna be like the top session ace, you know. But I love that stuff. I'm always trying to get better. Brett Papa's channel is great. I've been watching that since I started, literally 15 years. Just jamming, having fun. Yeah, absolutely. Fishing economically by playing. Hey, thanks, Stealth Parrot. Horse with no name. How's that song go? I feel like I learned that song in like early high school, and I have no idea how it goes. Hey, Denny, thanks. From Clarksville. Right on, Denny. Thanks for hanging out. You know what's funny? I'm a terrible Guitar Hero player. You know what I always say when people ask, did you play Guitar Hero growing up or whatnot? And I'll be like, no, I suck at Guitar Hero, actually. Like, really? That's so surprising. It's like, wait, I suck at Guitar Hero because I was playing this instead. You know, I wasn't playing Guitar Hero, I was playing guitar. But it's a fun game. That's just a funny joke, right? That's just a funny joke. No shade on people loving Guitar Hero. None at all. Yeah. You've talked about having to learn a bunch of songs for a cover gig in a short time. What's your prices like when going about learning new songs? What's your prices like? Like, how much do I charge people when I have to learn songs? Or did you mean, like, what's my practice like when going about learning new songs? Two different questions. You're right. If I can get more money and I have to learn 30 songs, I want to try and get more money. Most of the time, that's not going to happen. They have a set price. What's the practice like? If it's cover sets, you got to narrow down in those songs what's important. So, is there a lead lick? Are you going to be playing Chattahoochee on Broadway, and I need to learn the right. So I think it's narrowing down when you got to learn a bunch of stuff and a bunch of stuff pretty quick. You got to pick what kind of the hook lines are and do at least a version of that hook line the best you can. The solos, unless it's an easy, really iconic solo, save the solos for last. Maybe pick the starting stuff, but if you've got to learn 30 songs in 2 days, you know, that's you can improvise the solo if it's a cover gig and you're going to be okay. Some gigs that's not the case, but you got to pick your battles if you're short on time. So the hook line, because you want to start the song off sounding right, you know. If I'm playing Sweet Home Alabama, you need to just know that. But if you're going to learn the every note for note the solo of Sweet Home Alabama, that might take you all of the 2 days. So then you just need to know, okay, I know kind of what key I'm going to improvise in, and we're going to send it. If you're limited on time, you know, because if you're limited on time, you've got to pick what's important. So it's doing that, writing some basic charts, you know, some just little headliner notes even. Verse 1 4 6 5, chorus 1 5, whatever, you know. And then listen to the music as much as you can in those 2 days. If you've got to cram for a gig, you need to make a playlist of all those songs, and you do not listen to a single other song until the gig is done, except for the songs on that playlist. And I do that. I will go drive around. I will, anytime I turn on music, I do not listen to a single other song. Now, if I have more time to prep, let's say I have a week to prep, the first day I'll spend just listening. I'll go for an hour-long drive and just listen to the playlist. Think about it. Think about what I'm hearing, spots to focus on. Okay, here's a part right here. This is a part I need to catch. This I can work on if I get to time too, but you know, and different gigs all require different stuff. That's if you're cramming for a cover gig, you know. If you're, I met and got coffee recently with Tyler Tomlinson, who is Morgan Wallen's guitar player and has been since 2017 or 18. And you know, on that gig, he has to play everything note for note on the record. he's playing everything exactly the way it is. And it's not just note for note, it's the tone has to be exactly as it is on the record. You know, so that's a whole nother thing of, you know, you're not going to cram for that gig, obviously, but there's different levels to it. Cover a gig on Broadway, learn the headliner notes, you know, figure out the good stuff if you're playing. Be able to kick the song off if you're kicking it off. Yeah, I think some people just get stuck on being like, oh, do I need to learn all the solos note for note and stuff? Because that's where you're not going to be able to do that in 2 days. So just send it. Folsom Prison is a great example. I know how to kick the song off and end it. Solo, I just learned the... Anyway, sorry you guys, I took a long time answering that question, but I hope you found that interesting. Your Guitar Hero and Real Guitar don't match for me. Yeah. Red Show's channel's awesome. I've been watching that for same thing as long as I can remember. Thanks for today, Avon. Gotta run. Hey, thanks, Mopar. Grace Bowers is... Dude, Grace Bowers is killing it. I don't know Grace Bowers, but she's 17 and playing with Lainey Wilson and all these huge acts, and Grace Bowers killing it. How can you hate on that? And get some diversity, honestly, right? How often do you see a super young person, let alone a super young girl, ripping on guitar? Man, it's awesome. Good for her, dude. Her career is just skyrocketing right now. I admire that. Hi, hello, happy birthday, Tatiana. Learning songs fast gets the gist / recognized parts of this. Yeah, absolutely. Just did that for a wedding reception. I'm playing today. Really, David? How do you feel about going into playing it today? How do you feel? And what type of music is it? Tim, I play in a 2-guitar duo. I hate the sound of 2-guitar strumming. How do you come up with good second guitar parts? Great question. Okay, great question. 2-guitar strumming, sometimes, look, let's do this. I will throw on a looper. And we will talk about this with a looper on. Looper, mono, one switch, program it to there. Okay. So look, let's say this is one of the guitar parts. We're gonna go. I'm keeping it easy for this example, right, guys? So 3, 4. Okay, what's another part I might play over that? He's already playing those low chords. First thing you could look at is say, maybe I go up and play him in a different spot. If he's already covering that low stuff, you don't want to do the same thing. So maybe I play the A up. So see how I picked more of a picking thing and just playing the note chords other places, a couple little lead lines. great way to practice this is get yourself a looper. If you're in that situation a lot, buy a looper and lay down what they're laying down and then say, okay, because look, you know what, a part that also works, if I throw on some delay and I go, oh, whoops, the delay's after, so okay, never mind, because it's going to affect the looper, but just going. See how simple that little part is? You know? So I'd try and come up with, you could strum along, but in the high things, or just... Right. It's funny. Okay. When did I start? I started when I was 15 and I'm 30 now. Can you read music? Dave, you know, I was in like jazz band in high school and I took AP music theory. So yes, technically, but it would take me forever to sight read some music right now. Forever. Happy birthday. Okay, I already said happy birthday. Any of Alan Collins playing is badass. I don't know Alan Collins as much. New to your channel. Hey, when did I start playing? Thank you. Solo. Oh, yeah. Solo on Folsom. Heck yeah. You look old, boy? That's funny because I normally hear the exact opposite. I'm 30. Can you recreate the Drake video? I don't know about that. I don't even know what that means. Hey, I'm sorry about your grandma, Peyton. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Just keep your head up, you know. Life's tough. Life is tough. The piece of advice I was about to say, as I was about to say it, I said, oh, you know, that's not a... No, don't want to say super nice, but, you know, that won't be the last time in your life that some hard stuff happens. It's tough. You just, you know, keep your head up. It's always tomorrow. Always tomorrow. You gotta just stay positive, you know. But sorry to hear that. And, you know, that might not be what you want to hear right now. Why does George Gruen have so many? Because everyone moves to Nashville with the guitar, but not all of them leave with one. Ha! I've never heard that before, Big John. That's pretty funny. It's probably true. I used to play in a touring rock band. It would focus on lead playing mostly, and now play in a local country band. And it helped my rhythm playing. Dude, country, yeah. I wasn't into country until I started doing it, and then it's like, country does rock. Country does rock. Thanks for the jam. Absolutely. It's just some simple stuff. And I'll tell you what, y'all are throwing any shade, I'm just going to block you. Oh, you can put them in timeout. I'm not going to put them in timeout, though. I'm just going to block them. Guys are making money on back directs. I've thought about that. Yeah, CJ, like any of these comments like this, just boom, blocked instantly. I don't mess around with the blocks on here, y'all. You hating? I block you. I'm Aria. Can you give me a shout out? I am not a fan and I don't want to be in this. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Country is a mix of different styles, man. It's got that groovy stuff on it. It's got that funk kind of thing, you know? Like the part I used to play for free, even that Folsom thing I was just doing of going like a... You know? funkiness to it. Same thing with Chattahoochee. Oh, I went up to the fork where I didn't even. Ah, okay. Okay. What you maybe choose Nashville instead of Austin or New York. New York is even more expensive, and there's probably a lot of readily available work. Now, this is talking from outside perspective. I don't know. But Austin, there's not enough work. There's work, but not enough work. And New York's so expensive. Nashville is just, and I still think, man, if you want to be a working live musician, guitar player, Nashville's the best place in the world. Now, if you're a hardcore jazz cat, New York is probably better for that. Now, there's jazz music happening in Nashville, but New York, like, that scene is a lot richer. But, yeah, most opportunity in the world to play, Nashville. Nashville. Love Lanco. Hey, thanks, Watson. I'm glad you like Lanco. I want to go live now, but no subscribers. Hey, you'll get there. You'll get there. I believe in you. Hey, thanks. Lanco's great. We got, just got out of the studio on new music. I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. Okay, woo, yeah. Can you? Oh, okay. I think Jennifer's comment's not what I was. Country is rock today. Yeah, a lot of, but now Big Johnson, I will say too, there is a lot of people here doing old school country music. You know, you just don't hear that on the radio, sadly. There's so much good old school cats. Look up Will Jones or Zach Top, you know. Those are guys you're not going to hear on the, Zach Top you might hear on the radio. But, you know, that are still doing that 90s old school country stuff. There's all that music happening here. There's just a very small percent of it that gets pushed out to everybody else, you know. But it's all around. All around. I was just literally walked to the bar that's right next to my house the other night. And a guy that had just played at the Ryman, can't even remember his name, killer bluegrass western swing band. And I sat for 2 hours and listened to an upright bass, a fiddle, an electric guitar, and drums on brushes. Killer band, western swing and bluegrass tunes. So good. You know, all that stuff's happening here. All that stuff's happening here. You just got to remember there's a very, very small percent of everything that's happening here that's making it to radio or streams or, you know. So keep that in mind. If you come down here and you hate the country music that's on your radio, sure, there's plenty of that. But there's so much that's not that, too. So don't let it discourage you. There's a lot of great stuff here. I've been down here and watched hip-hop concerts. I went to a really cool thing. It's like a hip-hop open mic. It's a DJ. And a couple people, like 2 people, had a sax player playing with them. Rappers. And these are good rappers. People I'd never heard of that were really good. And they just gave the DJ their track. They play it, and it's like karaoke. But these guys were killing it. Guys and girls. There were guys and girls doing it. But, you know, so there's just everything here is what you're saying that. Hey, thanks, Michael. I'm glad you like the stuff. Austin is expensive as hell now. It's all expensive, honestly. The whole world is. The whole world is. So I don't think you're going to, unless you move out to the middle of nowhere in Nebraska, which, you know. I've heard, yeah, you're talking about Grace Bowers, loser, and I know that interview you're talking about. Hey, well, word out for her. Old Grace's career is blowing up. What is my name? Tim Avon. I see you are wearing a ring. Do metal rings ever get in the way of playing? Great question. I have to take this off sometimes when I'm playing acoustic stuff. In the studio, I took it off because, hear that? So, like, if I'm doing like a, you hear the ring knocking on it? If I do it. Now, when I'm playing electric, live, it doesn't matter. But, I will say, you're not really going to be able to see it in the video. Actually, you can kind of see it. Look right here. You can see the wear on that because of my ring. right? There's also a little chip somewhere down here. See this? I'm sure that's because of my ring too, you know? But this thing, I mean, this thing's got chips. It's getting more, and it's gonna get a lot more because I fucking use it, you know? It doesn't sit on the wall. I fly with this thing. I put it under a plane. I've got, you know, like it. Not everybody has to take that approach, but I play these things. But you're right. When I'm playing acoustic, sometimes I have to take the ring off because it knocks on the side of the fretboard. I just like this ring. It's been in the family a long time. As I explained earlier, my mom's side of the family's all Native American, really strong Native American roots. So there's a lot of the silver and turquoise that's been in the family for a long time. So this was a gift from that side of the family years ago that I just wear all the time because I like it. Turtle Mountain Chippewa is I guess our try, or I'm not sure. Obviously, I only have a certain percentage of it. If you saw my mom, you'd be like, oh, I see it. Especially my grandma too, and my grandma's brothers. Yeah, what are those? My great uncles, I guess. Great uncles, all men, well into their 70s. The ones that are still alive, and every one of them has very long, pure white hair. It's really cool, honestly. They're all awesome. But anyways, so that's why I wear this ring, and I like this ring. Little side backstory. But you're right, it does get in the way sometimes. Also, you guys, I think I'm about to be on here. This is so awesome. I'll tell you what, on YouTube, you guys, we have held so many people for me in here this whole time, and this has been awesome. And I just want to say again that if you see this and like it and want to do any online lessons, you can either shoot me an email, write a comment on YouTube, or reach out to me. The best way is a DM on Instagram. Shoot me a message on Instagram. After the last live, I've already booked 3 of you guys for lessons next week. I do online Zoom, or I normally do FaceTime, but I can do Zoom lessons. So, yeah. Joel, there's your shout out, bro. What's up, man? How to find you the other day, subscribe. Told another 59-year-old about your new channel. Hey, thanks, Lizer. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I got a new video I'm going to post today. It's going to be just talking about what's it like trying to get gigs in Nashville and how important connections are. I mean, I'm just going to kind of tell my story through that. Don't forget to check out the Offset Telecaster. I got to go find one of those, TR. Headed to a blues jam soon. That's cool, Matthew. Good luck, man. Ring rash, yeah. Blast the side of it with my ring. Have you been watching Luke McQuarrie? Ran into Pete Thorne seeing him a few weeks ago, and he hadn't heard of him? Oh, yeah, I know who Luke is. If you're a guitar player in town, you know who Luke is. I mean, Luke's insane. Insane. You know, and I think someone like that, like he's not on YouTube a bunch. It's like, man, you're so good. That could be another income source for you and share with the world. But the thing about YouTube is it's not just a good player. You got to be able to sit and I've been sitting and talking to myself, to the camera for an hour or 123 minutes, you know. There's another side of it too that but Luke is such a good player, man. So good, terrifying. I've seen him live. I've watched a ton of his videos. Luke is amazing. Road worn, that's right. We're getting it road worn. Slowly but surely. At some point, this will be all checked and faded and really be road worn. We're getting there. If you had this in your hands and looked around, like you'll notice, like, oh, there's things back here. There's little scrapes. Parts of this is dinged up. The front, there's a good little chip right here out of it. There's a great little, some indents here. Chip back here. It's happening. It still works. Still hit that E chord. Motherfucker still. I do have an acoustic. It's in the case. I have one of these days on stream, I'll just come in and I'll just play acoustic. I've got a Martin 00015, the all mahogany one that I really like. Another bluegrass got here. Huh. My uncle was a 5-time CMA Best Bass winner. Toured the world with Roger Miller. That's awesome. Dad was a world-class steel player. I played lousy guitar and local cover bands. Hey, Big Johnson, it's like we talked about. It's just doing what you love. Have a great Sunday, Sloozer. You too. Work starts at 5 p.m. Hey, I hope you have a good day at work. I do like B-benders. I've only played a couple of them. I was just messing around with one in the studio with Lanco. I didn't put it on the record at all. We were just having fun with it. They also had an electric sitar in there. That was pretty cool. But I'd love to own one at some point. Hello from wherever you said, because I have no idea what that is. Hello from there. Tissamipouki. I don't know. Ever played a Jazz Master? You know, I have slept on a Jazz Master for quite a while. I've played them before, but not a ton, and I need to more. I'm trying to read the comments. And then you guys at it's 12:18. At 12:25, I'm going to hop off of here just because I got to pee really bad. And I got to end it at some point. And I got to record my actual YouTube video for today. Legitimate relicking. What do you think of custom shop relics? I think it's cool. I don't own any guitars that are like that. But I don't really knock people that do, you know. In a weird way, it's probably like you can just beat the guitar up more because it's already beaten up. But, you know, I'd love to just relic this myself. Which I'm slowly doing. I mean, I've only had this guitar, I've had this guitar less than a year. And it's already things on it. Because I'm packing. This is awesome. Hey, thanks, Dan. What are you packing for? Okay. Album they put out. Really digging your channel. Old dog player here. Keep it lo-fi and real. The way YouTube used to be. Yeah, hey, thanks. PRS DGT. Yeah, Frank, this is a DGT. This is a 2003 made DGT. My capo's over it a little bit, but here's the back of it. I love those open back tuners. You can see it. I guess maybe I won't show the whole serial number, but it doesn't really matter, does it? This is a 2003. I'm sorry, a 2023 DGT. Just like those sounds, man. I love that little. I like that little. Oh, okay. Okay, a lot of just messing around there. A lot of messing around. Yeah, so Son of Harold about the landscape thing, I haven't tried it yet on here. I want to get maybe a little better looking live setup, but right now I'm just straight throwing my phone up, and this is the easiest way to do it. But I have thought about that and thinking about it. You demonstrate the pick and finger picking combination to give that Nashville sound. Hello, what guitar gets you the most girls? None of them, sadly. I think that's a myth. No guitar gets you the girls. Standing on a stage in front of a lot of people makes you seem important. I don't know. Couldn't see the controls. Absolutely, that's cool, Frank. No problem, man. Can I play? There it was. I played for a second. You're an interesting young man. Hey, thanks. Brett Scholl is awesome creator. I agree. You're good at this, and I think you should be famous. Hey, thanks. Well, we'll build our little corner and community here, huh? How about that, guys? Really good. Hey, thanks, Amanda. I have a 2008. Oh, nice. The newest pickups are great. Great Swiss Army knife guitar. I agree, Frank. How do you like the pickups in yours? I want to do songwriter production work. Do you sit and work in with a songwriter production room with a guitar to help with creativity? I do sometimes, Dan, because a lot of people in town are definitely better singers than me, but also better writers. So what I can offer is a guitar part that's maybe different than... You know, maybe I can offer something that's a little cooler. You know, enjoyed hanging out with you this morning. Hey, thanks, Carl. You know, normally I don't do it every day, but during the week when I'm free, normally around 10:30 Central Time, 10:30 to about this time is when I'll come on and stream. And I used to do that on TikTok a lot. I think I'm just moving all the streams solely to here. So if you want to catch me streaming, they'll be on here. And I am about to hop off, you guys. I really got to go to the bathroom. But have you gotten monetized yet? I see a lot of super chats in your future. Thank you, Big Johnson. I've applied for like the creator program monetization thing. And then I could do super chats and stuff like that. So I've applied. It says when YouTube says that it takes normally about a month for them to, I guess they like manually review your channel, which my channel should be fine. I don't know why it wouldn't be. But yeah, so I will be at some point, but for now, no problem. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I'm getting ready to take off. What is the cape on your headstock? It's actually not crazy heavy duty, but it's a, I'll show you the back of it. See? These little capos are just metal and stuff. They're expensive, man. This capo's like 60 bucks. So I only have one. I'd love to get more, but it's great because on the fly, I've always got the capo there. So with Lanco, like there's one song where I got a capo one, and I just real quickly do that. I don't have to pull anything out of my pocket. I can visually see that the capo is there, and you know, nothing worse than if I'm on a big real gig and the tracks are getting ready to go, and I reach in my pocket and there's no capo. You're fucked, you know. So that's why I use this capo. Anyways, that's a Lanco song where I have to use that, right? No one in this chat will guess what song it is. Unless you're like a real Lanco fan, but that's okay. Okay. Love 2008 pickups. I like the split coils. Watched the Lakers last night. I didn't watch the Lakers. Did I miss something? Although, please don't spam the chat, you guys. I'm going to start doing this thing where, man, you spam it just a couple times. I'm just going to start blocking everybody that does, which is normally what I do. But because everybody else in here doesn't want to see that, you know. Hey, good to see you guys. Okay. It's not for bluegrass. It's just a capo that you can use in general, you know. I use it all day long on non-bluegrass. Sounds like Who Sung Hi. Yeah, Who Nice. AC/DC. Said Georgia Chubby and Fat and Chuggy and a Dork. I subbed. Sage. Oh, well, there you go. I said it for you. Ha. Just the tension rather than, yeah. Yeah. And that's why I use this one too, because it's tension adjustable. This back screw on the back is what you just undo it and then you adjust it to the tension. Especially for electric, that's kind of important. I agree, it's much better. Okay. Sounds like the Who Teenage Wasteland opening. It does have a vibe of that a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, you guys, I did it. We've been streaming. It's killing it today. I'm gonna hop off because Metal Mike is right. I need to go to the bathroom. But you guys, killer stream today. I'm gonna have a video coming up later tonight. And the video I'm gonna make is just talking about how to get gigs in Nashville or in general. And the main thing is how important connections are. And I'm just gonna like tell my through storyline and just talk to you guys like I do in my other videos, and like I do on this live stream. So man, I hope you guys enjoyed it. My streaming schedule normally weekdays, 10:30 a.m. Central Time for an hour or so, hour to 2 hours. This one's been going on quite a while, but I was free today. So, all right, you guys, I love y'all. This has been a killer stream. Everything on YouTube has just been going so awesome. I'm so excited about it. I've got some stuff to do, then I'm filming another video today, so be on the lookout for that. All right, you guys. Hey, if you're interested in lessons, shoot me a DM on Instagram. Put a comment on here. Email me if you can find my email. I'm going to find a more streamlined way to get y'all in there. But if you're interested in online lessons, shoot me a message. All right. Cheers, everybody. Until next time, peace.